We all know that Labor Day is basically one of the last cookouts of summer, at least one of the big family gatherings, or you have like the whole block party or that Labor Day weekend. So you want to have some good grub.
And wear your white pants because you can't wear them after Labor Day for sure.
No more cookouts, no more white pants. Done right there.
And if you're going to do it right with Omaha Steaks, because there's honestly no better steak on my Weber grill that I've ever had than the Omaha Steak. And you can get it, the deluxe grill out assortment. You can get it and you get 50% off if you use our promo code at omahasteaks.com, Pat and JT.
That's it, PATANDJT. It can make any grill a supreme grill. You put Omaha Steaks on them. I mean, you can't lose, right? They have over 30 entrees included. Some of the favorites, probably mine would be the bacon wrap filet, no doubt. The all beef meatballs, no doubt. I know you go right to the desserts, or at least your kids do.
My kids go to the desserts. I like their chicken breasts are fantastic, and really legit, their hot dogs are amazing.
So you got over 30 entrees. You'll save over 50%, and you're going to get 12 free burgers, which are basically a steak between buns.
I love that line. That's so great. So go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code PATANDJT, PATANDJT, on the deluxe grill out assortment and save 50%.
Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
All right.
We appreciate that you guys listen to our podcast. You can find it anywhere. If you're listening, you've already found it. But tell your friends. Rate and review. It helps other people find it. And text us 402-403-9478. Want to slide into our DMs wherever.
Which actually, that's where this came. I don't know who sent it, because honestly, there is no name on it. There's a phone number. So anyway, thank you for sending this, because I got a real kick out of it. So it's called The Mission of a Cat. And I know you already rolled your eyes. I know you did. But this is going to blow your mind.
Okay.
This is going to blow your mind.
Okay, here we go.
Because so back up real quick here, because it's kind of ironic that I got this. Because I was thinking about, I told you about the Humane Society, or did I tell you the Humane Society's having their deal this week because they're trying to find homes for dogs that have been in the Humane Society for over 30 days. Mm-hmm. So they have 30 for 30. So $30. They have some of their dogs at.
That's awesome.
And sometimes they're $185, $250, $350, depending on the age and the breed. And they've got some really great dogs that are $30. And so I was taking a look through them. And there's some real dolls that are in there.
Like looking for Jack for a buddy?
Yeah, because he just likes to lay outside and hang out, but he's out there by himself. And he's perfectly fine. He's laying on the patio couch, so to speak, just watching the world go by. I'll open the door and look out, and he'll look at me like, what? I'm fine. So he's fine, but I think it would be a lot of fun for him to have a buddy. And but the problem is I have the feral cats, and the one of them in particular still he just toys with me. Like he walks by, and the minute you get close to touch him, it's like touching a cloud, because he just disappears. But he comes close. Like I've walked in a couple of times, he's laying on my bed, and he's looking at me like, what are you going to do about it? And I'm like, okay, that's nice. And I walk close to him. He's gone. He's out. But he's just like testing the waters. And the other one I can touch and pet her like crazy and everything. Just don't pick her up. Everybody's getting along great.
They just stay in their lane and they're fine.
I'm afraid I would just completely upset the apple cart if I brought in another dog to the two feral cats world.
Like, you don't want, it could be what they need though. You just never know.
I kind of like the way things are. And Jack's at daycare today. He's got that. He can get out of the house. I would just,
because then you'd have to take two dogs
to daycare.
At what point are you going to be able, or are you ever going to does Jack have the run of the house when you're gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He reached that threshold probably over a year ago. He actually did. He doesn't have a crate anymore. He just has a big bed. Orthopedic bed.
Oh my gosh. Does he get in and then his paw push the thing and lift the head up?
No, it's just the mattress. Mm-hmm. And one end is raised a little bit, kind of like a chaise lounge.
Oh my
And he lays that way.
That's
on
hilarious.
It's so awesome. He
is
hilarious. It's like somebody figured it out. It's like you build it, they will come. Right. He's like, yeah, this is perfect. I love this. So
that's funny.
He's got his little couch that he lays on. The cats steal it from him once in a while, but for the most part, he gets to use it. So there were some questions about, I didn't want to upset their world. And then I got this. And I thought, oh, this is freaking me out, but it's kind of cool. And so that all cats, and we've talked with Dana, we've talked with Rihanna, we've talked with so many people that come in and talk about energies and positive energies, and what you put out is what you get back kind of thing, that they say that cats have the power to remove negative energy, especially that accumulates in your own body. As soon as we fall asleep, they absorb the energy. And if there's more than one person in the family and only one cat, it can accumulate an excessive amount of negativity by absorbing all that negative energy for people. So when they sleep, the cat's body releases that negativity and takes it away from us. We're too stressed. They may not have enough time sometime to release all that. And so as a result, they get fat until they can release it. So when you have a fat cat, it might be that they're absorbing too much negative energy in the house, not just overeating. And I'm like, this is woo-woo, but I like it. Because when you see a cat sometimes just sitting in a corner staring at the corner of the ceiling.
Right. Like, what are you staring at?
They can see things that we can't.
Right. Yeah.
And they probably sense things we can't.
So then maybe that's why cats are sometimes jerks, because they're like energy vampires in a good way. They take your energy.
They take it away.
If you are like, I would assume that if somebody is like Dana or whatever, people that can have the ability, when they can walk into a room and they can calm a room down. Cats kind of have that when you're hanging out with a cat on the couch or whatever, they kind of have that the purring and just the making biscuits deal. And it just kind of relaxes you. So it could not necessarily that you have a little buddy sitting next to you, but they're physically taking your negative energy.
They're taking care of you. They're literally trying to take care of you. And they say that's why, so the cat, sometimes they get fat, and you think it's the food that you're feeding them or because they don't move enough. And the truth is they don't. And it's nice to have more than one cat, though, so that all that weight is divided among all of them. I'm like, well, you know what? People do that, too. Sometimes they gain weight. Their body is holding on to stuff.
When they're stressed or whatever.
When they're stressed, because your body can go into like a starvation mode, where it's like it holds on to everything it eats. Mm-hmm. We're not burning any energy off. That is it. We're going to, because something bad's coming or something's hanging over your head. So you can, that's what stress eating causes, that cortisol, which causes the belly fat. Yeah. That's a real thing. So you have to lower your stress, lowers your cortisol, lowers the fat around your tummy, which is the dangerous fat. Right. So it is a real thing, but they also say, this goes on to say that the cats protect us at night. So no unwanted spirits can enter the house while you sleep. And that's why they like to sleep on the bed. Not necessarily always next to you, but on the bed.
Do they know they're protecting us? Or like, is this just...
I think they do. Well, you think about the Egyptians. Let's go back to that. The Egyptians, they honored cats. And cats were found in burial... What do you call them? Sarcophaguses? What are they called?
Coffins. Just stone coffins.
But they buried their cats with them because the cats were honored. They were held
revered.
High. Yes, definitely held high.
Well, I mean,
and there's a reason.
It does make sense, I guess.
So anyway, and if they think we're fine, they won't sleep on the bed. If they're cool. If they're sleeping on the bed, it's because...
So if two cats sleep on Beth's face every night, is that a bad thing? I gotta call her. Like literally, she wakes up every morning with two cats on her head. She needs to get away, just have a little bit of a spa.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe they're protecting her from me. That's hilarious.
They're like, we can't go away. We can't leave. So anyway, say that, and if there's something was strange around us, then they jump on the bed to protect us. If a person comes into the house and the cat feels that person is there to harm or that he's bad, the cats may come around you or may hide and watch from a distance because they're keeping their eye on them.
Okay.
And I have one cat that does that on the regular.
She's
not one to come to me. Like the other ones, when there was somebody in the house that they didn't know, they were the two feral ones. They were near me.
That's weird.
The barn cat, Benny, she disappears. But I'd see her every once in a while. She's like peer out from behind the couch.
She's lived the streets life. She knows you're fine.
She was less than a year
old.
She's like,
listen, you're totally fine.
She was not street. She never was.
I don't know what's more thug, street or country. Well, country people are, I think, tougher than street people.
I don't know. Barn cat, city cat. Yeah, I got two feral city cats, right?
City cats, you're worrying about other cats and maybe some raccoons. Out in the country, potentially mountain lions. You got coyotes, turkeys everywhere. Like you're dealing with bigger animals.
They didn't have to dodge cars.
Right. So it's like a give and take.
Two different things, right?
So one of our cats, Molly, is
Yeah.
very timid, thinks I'm going to kill everybody all the time, kill her. But if she's in her basket, she's fine. Last night we were taking one of our chairs back. We took both of them back, but one of the
Thank
chairs
God, okay.
we were taking back to Costco. We were carrying down the stairs, and I had the part that, like the lifty up the leg thing,
Okay.
recliner part, and Beth was holding the back. Well, it kind of got away from her, and the chair started to open up as we were carrying it down the stairs, and she like let not a scream, but like like that, like it was like she was and
to tip
Molly jumped off. She was in her basket, jumped off the couch, and ran down the stairs towards us, like right towards her, like and looking at her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Molly was coming to see if I was okay," and so that makes sense. I mean, because she literally was. She never, ever does that.
Maybe.
Especially when I'm around, she never does that. So she ran right towards us.
Which is why she sleeps on her face.
Right. She's like, and then in Molly's head, I play this little narrative. And at that moment, when she was looking down the stairs, she's like, it's happening. He's killing her. I knew he was
doing
going
it right
to.
now.
Right now in front of me. All I have is these 4 paws. What am I going to do? He's going to kill her.
4 paws and a tail.
Told you.
Now, if you don't have cats, this is another thing. Or maybe you have cats and a stray comes into your house and adopts it as its home, because you don't adopt a cat. Cats adopt you. It's because you need a cat at that particular time. So they kind of like they go where they're needed. That's what they're saying. So thank the cat for choosing your home. And if you have other cats, can't keep the stray, find a place for him. The cat came for a reason unknown to us. So
then if you have a
they know
stray
they're
show up,
supposed to be.
you're going to have 3 cats.
It says I can give it to somebody else.
Oh, okay. So these seems like really loose rules. They said I can give it if you're at 3 cats already, you can give it to somebody else.
But regardless, don't freak out or frighten the cat. He'll come back one way or another to fulfill his obligation. So just remember that. But they are healing.
I completely get that.
I do believe that. I really do. I think
animals in general. I bet dogs probably on some level do the exact same thing. Take away negative energy from people. They're not as always as calming as cats are, but dogs I think probably do that for human beings.
I think they do.
Even if they make us happy, that's taking away negative energy.
It's so funny though, because when you look at a dog and you look at a cat, the cat like knows what's going down and the dog just has not a clue. Mm-hmm. Generally, their faces are just like, you can just see the dog's face is just, you're just happy. You're just like, so glad to see you. And please just scratch my head and throw my ball. Right. And let me sit next to you and I'll lay my head on your foot or lay down next to you. And the cats, basically are, I'll come over when I'm ready.
Right. I'd much rather be a dog. that level of existence.
And they obviously carry a lot more weight. So they must. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish we had Rihanna or one of the girls here to kind of talk about this because I'm kind of interested. Remember a long time ago we had the animal psychic on.
Lori Lowenberg.
Was that her name? Mm-hmm. How'd you remember that?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I have no clue.
No, wasn't there Kim?
Lori Lowenberg, I believe, was the pet
Denise.
Denise?
Denise. Oh, now I got to look it up.
Or as my son would say, Dennis.
No.
He called the school the other day for a Denise, and they couldn't find her, and he realized he was saying Denise. He was saying Dennis. He's like, oh, never mind.
And that's kind of how he talks, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Now I got to look this up. Denise Zach?
Denise Zach. Yeah, that's it. Right. Lori Lowenberg.
I
don't know. Probably an old insurance agent. Denise. Yeah, I think
Denise
so.
Zach, right? Lori. I got to look this up now. Lori Lowenberg?
Certified dream analyst. She was our dream lady.
Okay.
So I had 50% of it right.
We should see if they're still doing their thing.
Yeah. It said she was on Google. I just checked it. It was 2021. It was updated.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm going to have to get her on the phone.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. So anyway, there's that.
Okay.
So
that was fun. Okay. So thanks for listening to our podcast, like we said. It's Pat and JT. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thanks for listening.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.